Hey, Dani K, coming to you from Dani K Wellness, and today's tip is remember your why, okay? Especially, I know I did like the 14 weeks till Christmas. I know, especially like right now through these, through this time frame, a lot of times people are going to think about like all the holidays and like all the stress of it, and like I'm not going to get to the gym, or they start slacking on certain things, of what they started, right? So when hey Shamsa, so when you start something, even if you can't give it like every single thing, right? So sometimes we have to, like slow down a little bit, and that's okay, right? Especially like with working out. Let's take that for instance, obviously, since I'm in a gym, right? First of all, let me go back to remembering your why. That's what I started off with this video. Remember your why you got started, why you got started working out, why you got started in making that healthier life choice change, right? It could have been pain that you were in. It could have been frustration. It could be that feeling of being stuck, feeling stuck somewhere or in something, whether it's your own body, your own mind, the weight, a job, whatever it might be that you're feeling stuck. Right? So remember that why. That's what's driving you to get out of, right? And so like when you forget, like what happens. I mean, sometimes, we meet those people that kind of help us and encourage us to keep going with that, getting out of that, getting in that healthier lifestyle, getting into the gym, working out, getting healthier, feeling better, right? So, remember that why. It always comes back to whenever you feel like quitting, whenever you feel like, whenever you're doubting yourself or doubting a situation, you got to remember the why as to why you started, whatever it is that you started, right? And I took some notes, so if you see me looking down, my thing too is, like what happens when, you let a little bit of fear kind of, put in place of and kind of overtake and make you forget the why of what you started, whatever it is, your healthy journey, a new job, whatever it might be, what happens? You're going to push that situation away. You're going to push that positive situation away, that healthy situation away. And then what's going to happen? Through fear, you're going to regain all that pain and that frustration and that feeling of stuckness. Is that a word? I'm going to make that a word. Stuckness. That's a Daniism, right? So, always, and I say it all the time to my clients, remember the why of why you got started, even if you have to slow down. Again, with the holidays approaching, I know a lot of times people are like, I've got all this stuff going on, Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and blah, 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 and all these parties and all these events and, whatever. Sometimes work has events and stuff that you have to keep up with. Even if you make one day, hey Todd, looking good, soldier. Thank you, man. Even if you're working out 3, 4, 5 days a week or whatever it might be, even if you only allow yourself one day a week, right? The whole thing is don't quit. Where there's potential, keep that potential going. Don't quit the potential, quit the dead end, right? Don't always remember your why that you got started. Why you got started. Remember the pain, the frustration, the feeling of being stuck, the feeling of I don't want this weight on anymore. I don't want this unhealthy, situation or whatever it might be, this unhealthy mindset, whatever it might be. Remember that why. Remember why you were there. Remember why you wanted to make that change, right? And keep that potential going. It's momentum. Keep the momentum going. Even if it's one day a week, even if you're practicing whatever it is, you're in the gym, one day a week is better than no day a week, especially, like I said, again, through the holidays coming up, these next, 3 months, whatever it is, October, November, December, keep the momentum going. Even if it's one day a week in the gym is so much better than no day in the week, right? You're keeping that momentum going because then eventually you could find other things to fill that time slot. And that's what happens. And then we stop. So we quit the potential and we got the dead end again. We're back in that pain, we're back in that frustration. It's so much harder to start back up again, right? So while there's momentum, keep the momentum going. Even no matter how slow it is, keep the momentum going. Slow movement forward is better than no movement at all, right? You're either going to be stuck and sitting here, and which in actuality is continually moving you backwards, right? Or you're keeping that slow movement momentum going forward. So much slower is so much better than nothing at all, okay? And again, like I said, I made some notes. You know, like, and a lot of times we get into, Dana, great advice. Thank you for the motivation. Thank you, Dana. Thank you for watching. So, you know, there's, I'll tell a little story, like, again, about the, you know, don't quit because, you know, you might find another place to put, you know, another something to put in that place. Back in the day when I wanted to, I was thinking about quitting dancing. And the I was going to say fitness director, the dance director of that place that I taught at, she said, don't quit, okay? Like, just, if you want to take a break, but always, like, when your class was, I can't remember, I think it was Monday nights at 6, I think I had 2 classes back to back, 6 and then at 7. So she's like, just come in every Monday at 6 o'clock, even if you're, even if you only come in for like 5 or 10 minutes, you're not going to replace that 6 o'clock time frame, right? So then when you feel like you've taken that break and you want to start back up to dancing again, then that time slot is not taken. So that's what I mean by, you know, just keep the momentum going. Don't stop. Don't quit it, because you will find a place or something to put in that place, right? So she told me to, you know, just come to the dance studio, sit there for 5 or 10 minutes, and then leave, at least, you know, while you're trying to contemplate and go through whether you want to quit dancing or not quit dancing. You know, at least you're not replacing something, so that when you think, hey, I want to dance again, oh shoot, now I don't have time. Or, you know, now those spots at the dance studio are taken and I can't get back in, right? So, you know, always think about the why and why you got started. And if you have to slow down, that's fine, but don't quit, right? Don't stop the momentum. The momentum is going, it's forward, it's, no matter how slow it is, right? Remember your why, because you're going to lose that why, you're going to quit, and you're going to get back into that pain, that frustration, that stuckness. Is that a Daniism? And you know, and then it's going to be that much harder to get back into the game, right? And you know, there's a lot of times where, you know, people influence our choices, okay? And I want to you know, talk about, like, I don't know, it was probably back when I worked at Powerhouse. There was one of my clients. Awesome story, makes sense and very true. And I know a lot of people can probably relate to this. A lot of my clients related to this, and I share this story a lot because we have to remember who does influence us, and in good ways and in bad ways, right? And you know, a lot of times when we feel so down on ourselves, we forget our why, right? And we allow those people that are not so, we think they are giving us the encouragement and so forth, but in actuality, you know, when it gets to a certain point, like with this one lady in particular that I kind of always tell this story to, because it just stuck in my brain. She was very overweight, and she was doing so well at the gym. And like I said, it was over at Powerhouse when I was working over there. Did a meal plan for her. I was training her, and she was doing so well. She was losing weight. She was on that meal plan. She was doing it. Her husband was so supportive of her. But then something amazing that I thought was amazing happened, and everybody at the gym thought was amazing started happening. She started getting this great, awesome mindset where she was healthy, she was healthier, she was feeling better about herself, she was losing weight, she was staying on that meal plan, she was eating, you know, she was doing all the right things, and her husband was supportive up to a certain point, and then he started seeing her changing, right? And he didn't like that because he wasn't changing. He was still stuck. He was, I guess, not remembering his why. He was in that pain, that frustration, that stuckness, right? And she was moving away, and it was, I guess, kind of creating a barrier, you know, whatever, a division, and it was scaring him. So what did he do? And it break my heart because she would always come into my office and cry. But he would bring her home pies and cakes and cookies and want to go out to eat and try and encourage her to go out to eat instead of going to the gym. And she wanted to please her husband, obviously. And I mean, I know probably a couple of years later or whatever, they ended up divorced. But, but she wanted to please him. So she forgot about herself. She forgot about her why. And she went back into that pain, that frustration, that stuckness to keep him happy. And he was only happy when she was miserable. So people remember, misery loves company, right? And so, when people, you have to remember like the influences and why they're trying to, I know, Dad. I felt so bad for her. And there's so many like clients, and men and women clients that I've had over the years that do that. The guys, they're doing so well and they're looking great, and then of course the woman is fearful that he's going to find somebody at the gym, and then she starts sabotaging. And we have to watch the sabotage voices. We have to watch, because we sabotage ourselves. It's hard enough, right, to get ourselves unstuck and motivated and moving forward. Let alone someone that's supposed to love us, that's supposed to be encouraging us. And at the beginning, they encourage, and we know that they're encouraging, but then we start changing. So they say that they, it's like it's different, and they don't like it because they're moving, they're progressing, they're doing better, and then, they're not doing anything, and this person is, and then it's creating that thing, and then that person, that people pleaser, wants to come back and please that person instead of pleasing themselves. And I've been stuck there too. I've done that. Lord knows I've done that. But I didn't like it. I refuse to do that anymore. So, I'm saying here, I'm going here. And if you want to come with me, I want to come. I want to bring you with me. If you don't, life is too short and I don't have time for it. So bye, Felicia. Again, remember who you're supposed to bring with you, and remember the 5 people that you most surround yourself around is who you end up being. So if these people are stuck and they're in pain and they're in frustration and all of that, that's where you're going to be. And if you're trying to move out and they're encouraging you verbally, right? They're verbally encouraging you, and you still got that why. You remember that why, and you're going boom, 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 right? And then all of a sudden they're like, well, wait a minute. She's doing better. She's losing weight. She's looking and look at me. I'm like a fat slob, or I'm not motivated. I'm not driven, and she's driven or he's driven. And oh my God, like I got to do something to like bring her back or bring him back to me, because they're going to do so well. They're not going to want to be with me, so they're going to leave me. Well, guess what? Whatever you hold on to the most and out of fear, the thing that you fear the most is actually what's going to happen, because you're fearing it and you're pushing it away from you, right? And so you have to be aware of those things and remember your why. And if these people, if friends, family, relationship, whatever, if they love you, they will be following with you, and they will be verbally and emotionally and physically, encouraging you. But if they start sabotaging, we have enough sabotage in our own brain where it's like, oh God, it's raining, I don't want to get out of bed. We sabotage ourselves with certain things, right? So it's hard enough to get our own brain focused with our own body to go and motivate our own self, let alone fight this other thing over here where, they're supposed to, pull us up, lift us up. But you have to remember that if they're not changing, if that person, that family member, that, even the job, even if the job situation, if it's pain, frustration, and stuckness, if you're feeling those things, you need to change it. And if you are starting to change that, but then this person, this job, this, whatever is trying to make you feel like, hey, why are you doing that? Why are you putting all the time over there? Like, you're not spending any time with me. You're not, why are you not eating, this anymore? Like, why you got to do that? Oh, you can afford to, I get that all the time. Oh, you can afford to, eat X, Y, Z. Well, sometimes I do, but I don't want to, because my health is more important to me. My health up here, my health here, right? So I want us to make sure, you want to make sure that these people are, supporting of you, of what you're doing. But basically, the main thing, again, like I said, I made little notes, right? You know, I mean, remember your why. You remember your passion. You know, your passion drives you. If you're a driven, motivated, passionate person, let that drive you. And if, you know, your family, your friends, whatever it is, if they're not going to be supportive in everything that you do, and you feel like maybe you don't know, maybe you're not feeling that they're sabotaging, but if you look from the outside and you look in, you're like, well, wait a minute, why are they telling me to not go to the gym? Why are they telling me to quit this over here? Why are they like doing this or encouraging this bad habit again when I've already said that I want to do this good thing over here, right? So you have to kind of like, sometimes you have to like step outside the box and kind of look in and see what's going on, you know. Remember your why, folks, and even if it's only one day a week that you're getting yourself in the gym, one day a week, and it is better than no day a week, you know, especially like I said, again, I'm just kind of filling in with this, the 14 days of Christmas, or the 14 weeks of Christmas, and, you know, we've got this, who we got? Hey, Laurie. You want to talk on sabotage? You want to talk on remembering your why? See, sometimes you can't make it into the gym, but if you get in one day a week, you're good, right?
Yep.
But you keep it going, right?
And I do stuff at home as well.
Exactly, right. So, you know, you have to remember that why, and don't let that pain and that frustration and that stuckness kind of overpower you. I'm just going through my notes. Did I miss anything, Laura? She's like, I don't know. What you miss? But you know, I mean, ultimately, folks, you know, we are on this earth. Life is too short, and we should be doing what we want to be doing and living the way we want to be living, and not live, you know. And I know you have sometimes live for someone else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And but that's a whole nother story, a whole nother subject, a whole nother day.
That it is.
Laura's like, that it is. But anyway, so, you know, again, back to the remember your why, you know, why you wanted to change in the first place, why you wanted that healthier lifestyle in the first place, and stay with it. And anybody that's trying to take that.
Stay focused.
Yes. Thank you, Laurie. Anybody, anything, even yourself, if you're trying to, you know, take that away from yourself, remember your why and why you started in the first place. Whether it's the weight, you know, you're tired of carrying the weight, you're in pain, your knees, you know, whatever, you're frustrated with certain things, you're feeling stuck, and you know that this is what I need. Just stay focused. As Laurie said, stay focused on your why you got started, and don't let anybody take anything away from you. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let, and don't let the mask of encouragement influence you, okay? Because sometimes we think that people have our best interest, but I wrote this down, and and that's what I said. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, do they have our best interest at heart, or do they have the fear that you will leave them in their mind as to why they're doing, like I said with my one client, you know, several years ago, he was just afraid that she was doing so well and she was looking so great, and she was, you know, just, you know, feeling good, and she had, you know, friends at the gym, and, you know, because she was kind of like a homebody, staying with her husband, staying with the kids, and, you know, she didn't really have any friends outside of the house. But then when she started going to the gym, she had these friends and just all this stuff. Well, he was fearing that she had no intention on leaving him. She was just doing this for herself, and she didn't care whether he, you know, bettered himself. She didn't care whether he, you know, like lost weight or anything like that. She wanted to do this for her. But when you have something or someone or even yourself that starts sabotaging those things, you lose that. And then that you have to wonder whether that person has your best interest at heart, or they have the fear of losing you at heart, right? And, you know, of course, he was bringing home cakes and cookies and all that stuff, and it screwed everything up for her. And you're in a worse pain, worse place, worse frustration, right? So remember your why, guys, and stay with it. Don't quit. Keep the momentum going. Where there's potential and momentum, there's progress. And if you stop that, you quit it and everything, and it's so much harder to start all over again. Don't start over. Just keep it going, no matter how slow, right? DJ, hashtag no dream stealers, right? Hey, Will, what's going on? Todd, amen, good speech. Thanks for having lunch with me. Got to go back to work. Love ya. Christina, Claudia, Doug, Dana, do you have a degree in psychology? So glad I watched today. No, I don't, but I am a life and wellness coach, and I love me some Dani-ism. Thank you, guys. So I am a life and wellness coach, and I've been around the block a while, and I've seen things happen to people, and I've seen and I've had people pull me down or try to, and you gotta cut those ties. You have to remember your why, and I'm not going to be in that pain again. I don't want to be in that pain again. I want to move forward. I want to stay moving forward. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy up here. I want to be healthy here. And so many times people are like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Oh, you don't have to eat a grilled chicken salad. You look so great. You can eat 3 slices of pizza today. No, I can. I can do that on cheat day, but I can't do that today. And because if I do that today and I do that tomorrow, and I'll be where you're at, right? I don't want to be where you're at. I've pushed myself, and I've come a long way that I don't want to go backwards, right? So remember your why. Don't go backwards. Keep moving forward, even if you have to slow down a little bit because of the holidays and all that. Even if you have to slow down, don't stop. Slow down, fine. Keep moving forward, fine. But remember your why and keep going forward. Stay in that healthy mindset. Don't let anyone, anything, even yourself, pull you out of that unhealthy, pull you out of that healthy situation and back into an unhealthy situation. It's not good, right? So hey, Celeste, sushi soon. I gotta say that 3 times fast. So anyway, guys, I hope you found value in this from the comments and the likes and everything. It seems like you have found value in it. I know a lot of times people can relate to that, remembering the why and stopping. Well, I had to stop. My husband, my whatever, was irritated at me getting to the gym, so I had to stop going to the gym. So I had to, just whatever. And then they thought, well, I'll just do it at the house, or I'll just make sure that my eating is on point, or whatever, and maybe get him off my back a little bit, and blah blah blah, or her or whatever, But when you stop, it's hard to get back on it. Please don't stop, guys. Just slow down. Slow down is fine, but don't stop. Don't quit. Keep going. Remember your why. Remember the pain. Remember the frustration. Remember the stuckness. And don't want to go back to that, because if you go back to it, it's going to be that much harder to get back out of it, right? DaniKGymWellness.com. Dani K Gym Wellness on Facebook. Dani_Knight16 on Instagram. Dani K Gym Wellness on Instagram, my business page. So follow me there. If you found value in this, give me some likes. Comment below. If there's anything that I can help you on, there's a $10 bill. I'll take it. Speaking of helping me on, give me that $10. If there's anything that I can help you on in your fitness journey, please comment below, private message me. I am here to help you. DaniKGymWellness.com. Stay in tune, stay informed, stay motivated. Bye. Remember your why.